Boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, children of all ages, Jack Black has backtracked, boys and girls, on Tenacious D, the entire future of it, and has officially shut down his entire tour down there in Australia and continuing projects with Tenacious D entirely, and has come out there as a great apology. Boys and girls, I could not avoid this story whatsoever. We made a video out about this yesterday of what went down over the weekend after the very tragic events that happened at the Trump rally out there in Pennsylvania, and Jack Black's co-bandmate, I guess, over there, Mr. Glass, decided to make some very silly comments out there on his stage show. And guess what? As we like to see around here, boys and girls, making shame great again. There was a whole lot of backlash from all of the common sense folks out there still left in the world, and now he has completely and totally reversed things. A whole lot of things are changing, and boys and girls, everybody and their mother was talking about it, and we are about to go over this because, ladies and gentlemen, this is another case of a white pill that you should take. This is another dose of a helping heap of hopium, boys and girls, because this is showing that we are winning. Because I would imagine just not too long ago, a few years ago, this is the kind of thing that they would have completely and totally have gotten away with. But now that certain platforms and certain playing fields have been leveled to a certain degree, and we have great alternatives like our dear sweet Rumble out there, we are winning, boys and girls. The pendulum is swinging back. The wind is at our back, ladies and gentlemen. Hoist the flag and raise the sails, because we are sailing this into a bright new world. And Jack Black's almost immediate turnaround and apologies, even from his co-host Kyle Glass as well. Oh, boys and girls, it's a beautiful day in the neighborhood, and we are winning. So we're going to check out this article from That Park Place. But obviously, like I said, everybody was talking about this. Bounding Comics has got an article over this. Deadline cannot help but talk about this. Variety is talking about this. And we've got a lovely little picture here from our dear sweet Jonas Campbell himself of exactly what the actual Kyle Glass here has put out on his Instagram as a statement regarding the events over the weekend. So we're going to check out all this juicy information, give you the wonderful breakdown of this beautiful winning situation that we are currently in. But before we do, if you do enjoy our content, hit that like button, share with all your friends, and subscribe and or follow if you have not already, because we have just crossed 800 followers and subscribers on both Rumble and YouTube out there, boys and girls, and I couldn't do that without every single one of you. So make sure you go ahead and give us that follower subscription so we can reach that 900 and keep on moving forward with all this kind of stuff. And also, leave us a comment down below and let us know, does this give you hope? Does this give you a healthy dose of a white pill, or do you think he's just groveling out there, hoping to save face and hoping not to lose half of his audience out there? So from thatparkplace.com, from our dear sweet John F. Trent, Jack Black cancels Tenacious D tour and says he was blindsided after band member wished "Don't miss Trump next time" for his birthday wish, if you hadn't heard what was going on. And obviously, there has been a lot of backlash from this. So the Mandalorian actor, Jack Black, I love how that's the picture. And like, I love that this is the picture that Park Place chose too, from his like one episode in Star Wars. Like, I just absolutely love that, because it's such just a little pretentious picture of him too. So I just love it. The Mandalorian actor, Jack Black, who also stars in the upcoming Minecraft and Borderlands films, and also, I don't know, was the voice of Bowser in the Nintendo's $1 billion Super Mario Bros. Movie out there. Maybe that's something else we should have added into, John. Maybe that's something we should have led with. But we are covering a lot of Star Wars stuff right now. Claims he was blindsided by his band member Kyle Glass, who wished "Don't miss Trump next time" during a show in Sydney, Australia, at a concert event for their Spicy Meatball tour. We've gone all over this. If you haven't missed it, if you don't know the full story behind it, go check out the other video on that, but that's all a big rehashing of what's going down. So obviously there's a lot of craziness stuff going on. So, boys and girls, just 24 hours after all of the backlash hit the news cycle on Monday, Black issued a statement on Instagram this morning. Yes, as of the time of this recording, it is Tuesday. I don't know what time you're watching this or when you're watching it, but it was literally this morning. Like I said, I was inundated. It was all over my news feed this morning. I could not get away from this story. Everyone was covering it. Black issued a statement on Instagram this morning. He wrote, "I was blindsided by what was said at the show on Sunday. I would never condone hate speech or encourage political violence in any form. After much reflection, I no longer feel it is appropriate to continue the Tenacious D tour, and all future creative plans are on hold. I am grateful to the fans for their support and understanding. Literally, it would not be appropriate to continue the tour, and all future creative plans are on hold. Ladies and gentlemen, Jack Black has just announced that Tenacious D is over. Boys and girls, it is on indefinite hiatus after what his stupid bandmate said in a time where things are so divided right now, when the political climate is at its highest. Because yes, boys and girls, unfortunately, it's an election year and this stuff is everywhere right now. I want to be so nice when we just go back to talking about what Disney and Marvel are doing, and we don't have to hear about all these stupid celebrities constantly commenting on politics. Oh, that'll be the day. That'll be the day. Wouldn't it be really nice to just live in this paradise where they never talked about any of this stuff ever? Oh, what a world that would be, ladies and gentlemen. Maybe someday soon. Lord, please forgive us, and please save us from this insanity. In Jesus Christ's name we pray. Amen. So it's literally one of those things. So obviously, Kyle also put out a statement. Now, there's a little bit of backlash that came on before all of this kind of stuff as well, because literally an Australian senator himself, Senator Bob Babbitt, puts out this statement on social media, and this is a formal statement as well from his office. You can see all the fancy little Australian seal right here. He says, "There is no place in Australia for those who wish for the assassination of others." So he puts out there in his statement, he says, Tenacious D must be deported immediately. I wonder if this had any effect. On Jack's decision to cancel the entire tour. Tenacious D should be immediately removed from the country after wishing the assassination of Donald Trump at their Sydney concert. Tenacious D member Kyle Gass, making a birthday wish, told concertgoers that he hoped the next person right didn't miss. "I condemn this in the strongest possible way to call political violence by Tenacious D in Sydney on Sunday. To advocate or wish the assassination of a president is outrageous, disgusting, filthy, evil, and not acceptable in any way, shape, or form. This was not a joke. He was deadly serious when he wished this for the death of the president. I call on Prime Minister Anthony Albanese to join me in denouncing Tenacious D, Jack Black, and band member Kyle Gass, and I call on the Immigration Minister Andrew Giles to revoke the visas and deport them immediately." I wonder if that had anything to do with our dear sweet Jack Black deciding to cancel the entire tour before his entire band and everybody involved got deported. I wonder. Well, of course, we've got Kyle Gass's here's lovely little statement as well. "The line I improvised on stage Sunday night in Sydney was highly inappropriate, dangerous, and a terrible mistake. I don't condone violence of any kind, in any form, against anyone. What happened was a tragedy, and I'm incredibly sorry for my severe lack of judgment. I profoundly apologize to those I've let down, and I truly regret any pain I've caused." What you truly regret, Kyle, is that the only significant amount of stardom or fandom of any kind of fame that you have gotten in any way, shape, or form has been solely ridden on the coattails of Jack Black himself. And you know that you have now put your meal ticket at risk, which is why, as Jonas J. Campbell here points out, the difference between Kyle Gass and Jack Black's statements gives me an idea who wears the pants in that relationship. Because, of course, has Kyle Gass had a couple of little nice things that he's done on his own? Maybe. But everything he's done of significance has been with Jack Black. Tenacious D is good, and Kyle does a great job in the band with the songs, which I do enjoy several of them. But at the end of the day, he only has his spotlight because of Jack Black and because of his career. And so now Kyle is out there groveling, trying to apologize, trying to backtrack as much as what he can, because guess what? He knows his meal ticket is at risk. That cushy house he's probably got in the Hamptons, that summer home he's got, that boat that probably costs more than any of us will ever make in a year. Yeah, all of that's at risk now. Kyle Gass, one of those that is the elite among us, is the 1% out there that all of the screaming weirdos on the internet always like to scream about. Kyle is one of those people. But now we see exactly what happens. That at the end of the day, he's nothing more than a coward, just like most of these elites, quote unquote, out there. The people that think they're your betters. They only think that. Because they have their status, because of how much money they have. They think they are better than you. But as you can see, at the end of the day, boys and girls, they're all just cowards. And when you can effectively call them out, when a platform such as X, formerly known as Twitter, when the rules have finally been applied equally and the playing field has been leveled and we can actually call them out and have our voices heard and not cause us to get banned or shut down or shadow banned or completely shut out of the conversation, when that no longer happens, how quickly these fools change their tunes. What do you want to bet? We're not going to hear anything from Kyle Gass for a very, very long time after this. He's going to go back into the little dark hole that Jack Black dragged him out of, and no one's going to hear from him for a while. Because it's going to take time, if anyone ever forgets this, with honestly, at the end of the day, the internet's forever, so they probably won't. But at the end of the day, this is another sign that we are winning. Less than 24 hours after this hit the major news cycle out there, when every YouTuber, when every Rumbler, when every commentator out there on social media decide to bring this up and shout this out and make their voices heard, and all of you out there supported, commented, and made your voices heard as well by checking this stuff out, by sharing it around. This is how we win, boys and girls, because just a few years ago, this would have never happened. They would have covered for him. They would have kneeled down of this. They would have laughed. They would have made jokes about it. All the late night television shows would have been making jokes about it. They would have been making skits about it. Kathy Griffin probably would have done a photo shoot with Kyle Gass out there making this. But you know what? I kept accidentally calling him Kyle Glass. But I think Kyle Gass is actually a pretty good and accurate last name for him. Because clearly that's all the guy is full of. A bunch of hot air. And as soon as you poke one little prick in that little balloon bubble that he's got over there, all of the hot air all the hot air, all the bowstring, all of the brave front of look at me, I'm so edgy. Poof! It's all gone up in a pile of smoke, because that's all any of these people are. It's all smoke and mirrors. Kyle Gass is just a gas. He's ridden off the coattails of Jack Black, and now he's put his own meal ticket at risk because his mouth has overridden his ass. And guess what? That's the way it works in a world where everyone's voices are now being heard. Pushback actually can happen. And we are winning, boys and girls, because we're making shame great again. And things are changing. The pendulum is swinging. And that's because all of you are no longer silent. Keep it up. Keep your pedal on the metal, and do not ever shirk your responsibilities of being a watcher on the wall, because this is how we win, boys and girls, and this is how we keep them in their place forever going forward. So Jack Black, Tenacious D, Kyle Gass, rest in peace. Your mouth overrid your ass, and now you're getting exactly what you deserve.